So another kind of question that I've been getting some kind of nervousness about was this question of dividing a line segment proportionately, right? So a question like this: what are the coordinates of the point on the directed line segment from K, -5, 4, to L, 5, 1, that partitions the segment into a ratio of 3 to 2? And I wanted to remind you that these questions really are not as bad as they look. We learned kind of a long three-step process for this, but you can also do it by kind of sketching a graph. So that's the method I wanted to show you right now. First off, I want to whenever I see a ratio like this, right, ratio of 3 to 2, I want to actually convert that first into a more familiar fraction. So the ratio of 3 to 2 is going to be equivalent to the fraction 3 over 5. That's a terrible 3. Let's try that again. 3 over 5. If you're not sure of why that is, again, remember, okay, think about taking a whole, all right, so this line represents my whole, and then dividing it into 3 parts, and that's the first part of the whole, and then 2 parts, okay? Well, this is a ratio of 3 to 2. How many parts are there total? 5, right? So 3 to 2, so the first 3 parts out of the 5 is going to be the fraction 3 over 5. All right, so now that we've gotten that straight, let's sketch a graph, and I'm going to do I'm not even going to try to make this graph super precise, but I do at least want to have some tick marks here. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. 3, 4, 5 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right. Okay, so now let's plot our 2 points. So K is at -5, -4. Okay, so here is point K at -5, -4. And then point L is at 5, 1. Yeah, there's point L. All right. So treating the X and Y directions separately, let's first figure out how far we went in the X direction, okay? Well, counting up from -5, we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 units, right? And you can get that by subtracting 5 minus -5, but you can also get it by counting. So what is 3/5 of 10? Well, that's going to cancel and turn into 3 times 2, which is 6. Check it on your calculator if you don't believe me. So that means instead of going the full distance of 10, I'm now only going to go 6 up from -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And now the Y direction. Well, initially I went up 5 units, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. Going 3/5 of that. And I get 3. Check it on your calculator if you don't believe me. Okay, so going 3 up. All right, so how far did I really end up getting? Well, I went 6 over, and I went 3 up. And from my starting position, going 6 over and 3 up ends up at this point, right, which is 1, -1. So that's my answer. It's a lengthy process, but it's not a hard one to remember. It's actually very straightforward. You're just basically taking the distance, right, and finding some part of that distance. In this case, 3/5 of that distance. 3/5 is the key to the whole thing. Once you realize that, these problems are not so scary.